Okay, so here we are in the ArcGIS. Now, first of all, we'll set up our folder here where our settings will be saved. So you can see the catalog is opened here. So in order to create the folder, you can go to File and then click on New. Or if you have opened the ArcGIS newly, so you will automatically see a window that's opened there, and it will ask you to select the folder. If you want, you can do the things there, or you can cancel that and you can do again from File, New, and then you can select a folder where you want to save the things at. So I think I'll just select a folder in my computer anywhere suitable. Now you can see this look in, and these folders are the ones that are already saved in my ArcGIS. You will not be able to see anything else other than these. If you want to add other folders, what you need to do is you need to click on this plus and then connect it to a folder. So I'll just connect it to one folder. You can also do that in your computer. So I've selected this folder, I have named it, and I'll just write it. So here we go, lecture 2B, ArcGIS work. Okay. And after that, when you do that, you now have to add a geodatabase file, which is going to be your default geodatabase file where your settings will be saved. So for that, you can click on this one, new geodatabase file, and it's done. Right now you can name it if you want to, or just click on add, and okay, and now it's done. Now you can go to your folder connections and you can see that wherever you have saved that. So for example, I saved it in here. This is where I have saved it, right? So now we can keep track of this. If you want this, you can bring it somewhere outside or where it's feasible for you, like if you think it's so much messy here. Okay, so let's now reduce the size of this window, and here let's go and open a map. So we'll click on this plus, and then here this is like adding some data related to maps. So here we'll add a base map, and at the base map you can select different sort of maps that you want to add here. I'll just add let's say I'll add an OpenStreetMap here. So let's open this. Okay, so that's just loaded. Let's zoom into some regions here and let's work with that. So okay, I think this region will be fine. Now here, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be creating some shape files here and adding them here. So I'll try to create a shape file which will represent these lakes. So let's say this will be one of our lake, right? The Lake Erie, and then Lake Ontario, that is going to be another shape file. And then for Lake Huron, we'll create another shape file. So that will be a Polygon shape file. Then we'll create some shape files for points. Those points can represent some informations, like let's say the names of these regions around these lakes. So we'll also add some information that which lake is to the vicinity of these regions, so just for the sake of practice. And then we'll create a so that shape file, the second one will be for points, and then we'll create a shape file for lines. So we'll maybe try to represent these lines. Maybe let's say these are roads, so we'll represent these roads using a line shape file. So I think that will be good practice for vector data, creating different types of shape files. So let's do that. So first of all, having your catalog opened here and your map here. Now here we have our folder. What I'll do here is I'll right click here and I'll click on new, and in the new I'll just select the shape file. That's the first step. So let's click on that. So the first shape file is going to be about, let's say we want to create some points representing different names around these regions. So I'll name this, so we'll name city. So that's going to be the names of the cities around these lakes, right? It's a city, the point, and then edit, and you can add the coordinate system here if you want to. Now here, the coordinate is going to be geographic coordinate system, and then world, and the world WGS 1984, right? Okay, and then okay. That's the first one. Let's create the other shapefiles as well. One is for points for cities, one is for shape, and one is for like polygon, sorry, and one is for line, right? So let's create a line as well. So new is okay. You have to select the folder. Okay, let me extend this like this. Okay, let's get this. Let's drag it back. Okay, right click, new shapefile, and you have to right click here on this folder, not on this. Okay, on this folder. Then we'll name it road. Let's say we want to represent road there, and you can say polyline, edit, and again WGS 1984 geographic. Right now you can see that it's very hectic to just go into these folders and again select these. So what you can do is you can make them your favorite from here. Just click on them and click on the star. So actually I have already made it the favorite one, so it's showing there, right? So that's why it's grayed out here. But if it's not your favorite, so you can just select that, click on the star, and it will be added to your favorites. So now you don't have to go to the folder, you can just directly select it from here. Okay, and okay, done. That's done. Then the next one, the last one, is going to be about the polygons. So let's go there and then properties. Oops, sorry, not properties. Right click, new shapefile. We're going to select polygon, and that's going to be representing lakes, and edit, and WGS 1984 already in the favorites, and then okay. So that's done. Now after that's done, we can then click OK, and let's start our work now. Now for working, let's start with the points, right? So let's name it, let's start with the cities. Let's select the cities, go to the editor, and start editing. Now you can see that your folder, before we do that, you can see it that our folder that we created in the beginning, in the first step that we saved, is now having the new file geodatabase that we also added, where our things are being saved, and there are all the files that you're actually adding to your map are also being saved there. You can see city, lakes, road, everything is being saved there, right? So that's an important folder. You don't have to lose that, and you have to select it at a proper location. Okay, so select the city, go to editor, then start editing, and then you can go to create features. From here, when you click it, you can see city, lakes, road, everything is visible there. Just click on city, and you can see now your mouse is having the point at the tip of that sign of your mouse, right? So what you can do is you can now place it wherever you want to. I'm not going to select too many of these cities. I'm just going to select 3 or 2 of them. So let's say we select this one Mentor, then let's say Arby and Dunkirk, this one with this lake. Then for this lake, we're going to select Osawa, or we can select Kingston. I think these are enough, right? Or we can also select, let's say, Toronto. Then we can go for Lake Huron. We can, let's say, select Owen Sound. And anything else, let's say Sarnia. I don't know if my pronunciations are fine, but okay. So these are 2 fine, right? Now after doing that, don't forget to go to the editor and save them. If you don't save them, they're going to be lost. So save the edits, and after that you can stop the edits. So they are done, right? Now let's add road. For adding road, do the same thing, start editing, and then you can go select the road. After selecting the road, you can already now start making your road. So let's say I'm just going to be making 1 road for an example, or maybe just let's say 1 or 2 roads. So one road that, let's say, starts from here, and let's just keep on making it. So it goes through Sarnia, this lake, then goes through London, and goes through the lake Ontario. And let's say it goes through the Buffalo and Dunkirk, and then Erie and Ashtabula and the Mentor. So let's say this road is connecting these regions, right? So I think that's a perfect. Now after doing that, what you can do is, if you want to stop that, so you can just right click and finish the sketch. And then after that, you can go save the edits and then stop editing, right? That's done. So road is made out as well. Now the next one is lakes. So click on lakes, start editing, and then go select the lakes, polygon. Now let's make the polygon. So let's just create a polygon, and you can see that, okay, we don't want to go and click on the road. So here we go. I'm going to make it, let's say, if it's, even if it's not too much perfect, that's fine, but because it's just for learning purpose, so we don't maybe too precise here. And here we go. Okay, that's fine, right? After that, again, right click, finish the sketch, and you don't have to save it yet because we are still working. So let's say, let's select this one, and I know there is more of this lake, but I'll just finish it here, and let's keep on going. And here we go, right? And then right click, finish the sketch. Let's go for this one as well. So let's go through this one. This is a big lake, so I'll just try to keep it this much. That's right. Okay. And then right click and finish sketch. Done, right? And then we can stop editing. You want to save the edits? Yes. Okay, I think I forgot to save the edits. So we have to save. So that's done as well, right? Now that's not all. We just have done our preliminary work. Now we have to continue this work. Now we have to do labeling. We have to add colors. We have to set up the things, right? Now for the city, what we can do first of all is that we can see here, if you right click here. So what are we doing basically here? First of all, we are setting up the cities for ourselves. Let's do some adjustments there. Let's do some colors and other things there. So going to the properties, and sorry, not properties, open attribute table. If you click on city, right click, open attribute table. So you can see that the points are shown, all the points that 7 points are drawn. Now I want to add a column. This is actually the details of what's in the city in the form of a table. Now I want to add a table here. Let's say a column here, sorry, which is text, right? And I'll name it, let's say I want to write the names of these cities there. So I'll just click on OK, right? So if I want to write the names of these cities here, you can see that you cannot directly write it because this is not somewhere you can edit the things. This is something for showing the information. So in order to add the details here, what you're going to do, so I would just give you maybe 5 seconds. You can try and see if you can somehow figure out that how would you add the details here. So here goes your 5 seconds. Okay, I hope you tried that. Now let's see how you can do that. In order to do that, you can select this city, again press on start editing, and then you can go to the city and you can see the attributes. You can click on attributes here, or you can see the attributes here. Just select it from here, or if you already have that here, you can just click on that, right? I have just opened that and I have added it here, right? You can also do that. So after selecting the attributes, now click on any point. Let's say this one. So I clicked on that point, and now I can add the details of this. So you can see the names. That's the one that we added here, right? Now you can write here. Now I cannot see the name of this. So what I would do is I would, for the time being, just make the lakes invisible. I mean, not visible, right? So you can see the mentor, right? Let's say it's mentor. So mentor, right? That's done. The second one is Erie. So ERIE. Then we have Dunkirk. So Dunkirk. I hope the spelling's Dunkirk. Okay, and then we have the Toronto. Then we have Osawa. We have Kingston. Then we have Owen Sound. And then we have Sarnia. Right. After that's done, now you can do what is you can just click on the editor, save the edits, and then you can stop the edits. So that's done, right? Now the next thing, you can add more details here. Let's say you want to add that information, for example, that are these cities having whatever, like let's say any restaurant, like let's say Starbucks. So which city is having Starbucks? So you can add that Starbucks detail. So you can say that this yes, no, whatever, right? Or how many number of Starbucks, or let's say you want to add any bank that is there in the ATM, or a bank, specific bank, or cricket stadium, or football stadium, or whatever. You can add the details like these, right? I'm just adding the names for the time being. Okay, so that's done. Now for the roads, we can also write the name of the road or something there if you want to. So for the road, let's say, yeah, we can write a road that goes from Lansing to Lorraine, right? Or a road that goes from Lake Huron to Lake Erie. But I mean, that's not a shortcut, of course. A shortcut would this be, let's say Lansing to Lorraine would be, or Cleveland will be fine, right? So let's go to, sorry, we can, yeah, Lake. We want to write that this road goes from here to here. So we can, instead of writing it in attributes, we can write it somewhere else. But you can go to the attributes and write something there as well. Let's say you can divide this road into several parts. I think that would be a great idea. If you divide this road, that this road is in the vicinity of Lake Huron, this road in the vicinity of Lake Ontario and Erie, or something like that, right? You can do that. You can just create different roads here, like one road, then stop it, then second road, then stop it, and third road. Or you can cut this road if you want, but I will just keep it like that. For the lakes, let's do something for the lakes now. For the lakes, I would I want them to be named differently. So let's say if we go to the open attribute table, and I want to write their names, so I'll just add a field that would represent the names of these lakes, and we can write text and okay, and then we'll again do the same steps here. So start editing, and then go open attribute table, select this lake, and this is right, this one, okay. So we have added the names of these. Now we can stop the save the edits and stop the edits. That's done, right? Now let's continue. So after we have done that, now let's say for this time I now check this. Now you can see the map is gone, and only we are able to see our data that we're working with, right? So these are visible now. Now let's say I want to display these things here. So labels, we can go to the labels. So right click properties, and you can see go to the labels, and let's wait for it to be loaded. Okay, here you can see label features in this layer, and you can say label all the features the same way, define classes. So I can say label all the features in the same way, and I want to display the names, and you can now apply it and see if it looks good. And yeah, it looks fine. If you want to do the placement properties or something like that, you can do that. Place on the top of the point, or place on the, let's say, at an angle, at a specific angle. So if you're going to go to a specific angle, you can do that. So let's say any of these things. You can see that, right? Okay, so scale range can also be adjusted. So if you want to do that, so let's say what happens. So you can see that scaled, and we don't want to go to the scale for the time being. Let's say the same one. You want to make them bold, so I'll just bold them, right? That's done. Or I think without bold is fine. You can increase the size if you want to. Here we go. You increase the size, right? That's fine. So that's done, I think. Now for the road, we can also go for the road properties. And so for road, we can just first of all go to the open attribute table and add a name here, right? Because I think that would be fine. So I'll just add a field here, and we'll name it text, and we'll say name. And let's quickly write it. So editing, and then continue, and then click on the road, and we'll name Sarnia to mentor, right? That's fine. And save the edits, stop editing, go to the properties, and in the properties now, in properties we can label, and we can write name, and we can apply that. And where is that? Yeah, Sarnia to mentor. You can see. Let's increase the size of this one so it can be a little bit more visible. And let's say if I change the color to, let's say, blue, and let's make it visible, right? And after that we can just click on that, right? So that's done. Now let's go for the lakes. Now for the lakes we can go to the properties. In the properties now, let's label them. So we can label them as according to their names, and you can see that their names are visible there. And we can maybe change the color to yellow here of the text, right? And that's done, right? Fine. Now for the colors, we can select the color. If I select blue, so it's now named as, it's now colored blue here. For road, you can do the settings for the road. Let's say you want to make it like this, so it looks like this now. And for cities, you can change the symbols if you want to. Let's say you want to make the symbols something like a square, so you can do that, right? You can see that's fine now, right? Let's adjust the lakes text a little bit. I don't like the yellow. I think it doesn't suit there. So let's change this color to maybe something like pink. Yeah, pink is fine, but maybe a little dark and a little increased size of text. Yeah, that's fine, right? So this is our different shape files, points, and the different names of the cities, lakes, and then we have this road. If you want to change this color of these, so let's say you want to have different colored, you can say, lakes here. So for that, so you can go to the properties, then you can go to symbology, and here you can go to categories, and here you can see value field is ID. You can change it to name and add all values. So now values are added: Lake Erie, Lake Huron, Lake Ontario. They've already added different colors here, so you can change the colors if you want to. I'll just like these colors, I'll just leave them like that, right? And then apply and OK. So you can see they're now colored differently. So this is how you can format the colors of all of these regions differently. So I think that's enough for making these different shape files and then adding the colors and different sort of formatting to them. In the next lecture, we'll talk further about ArcGIS. Thank you very much.